Hey guys, what's up? My name is Rohan, and in this video I'm going to show you how I made this poster right here. I'm using Photoshop 2020, and yeah, let's go. Okay guys, so we're in Photoshop. So first thing that I'm going to do is make a new file. So file new, I'll go to print, select A3 and drop down the resolution to 72. Okay, so once in here, my next step would be to fill it with a solid color. So solid color, and I'll choose black color for this, and I'll make a new layer. So we hit this tiny button right here and it creates a new layer. So layer 1. Now I'll press B for brush. Okay, I want brush tool. I'll select white color. You want to select white color as well, and it should be soft round brush with a hardness of 5, and I'm going for 45 pixel size. I've turned on the smoothing to 52% and flow 100 and opacity 100. Okay, now I'll start drawing these lines. Okay, you can draw these lines that look something like this, and yeah, that's it. Just draw these lines and make sure you have gap between them. Okay, don't make them too close because we will be filling these gap. We'll be copying this layer over and over again. Okay, so this looks good, and once you're done, okay, head down here to FX and we'll choose blending options, and we'll be choosing outer glow. Okay, and we'll choose the color to red. So it's already red, but yeah, we want a darker red, and we'll hit OK. Okay, this looks fine. Now we'll just duplicate this layer. So we'll press Ctrl D to duplicate. So we have the same layer on top of this. Now we'll double click this FX icon and again go down to outer glow and choose blue color this time. So okay, blue color. Yeah, that looks good. Again, okay. And I'll just move it down a bit. So it looks something like this. And I'll press Control T to open this transform tool and just scale this so that we can still see the red color a little bit. We don't just want to get rid of the red color. So yeah, this looks fine. You can scale it to make it look like this. Okay, yeah, that looks good. I'm gonna go with this. Okay, for next step, I'll just duplicate this layer. So blue layer, I'll just duplicate it. But before that, I'm just gonna, name my layers. So it's a good idea to do that. Red and blue. So now I have a blue copy, and what I'm gonna do is just turn off the red channel. So blending options, you see this tick here? I'm just gonna turn it off. Okay, and hit OK. Now let me show you what it did. We have this really cool lightsaber effect going on here. And again, I'm just gonna place it where we can see it, and I'll make sure we don't see the edges. Let me just name it first, light blue, and I'll bring it in between these two layers, so light blue between blue and red. And yeah, let me just fix that. Okay, I'll just play around with this a little bit. You can too experiment with this. Okay, just make sure that you have these colors. Should look something like this. Okay, do the same thing with the red one. Go to FX, and this time I will turn off the green channel. So D, turn it off. Okay, now we have this pink lightsaber effect. Place it between the gaps. Yeah, this looks okay. This looks fine. I'm just gonna play around with this a little bit. Yeah, this looks good. Okay, so we're done. So I'm gonna select all of these and group them together. So hit this little icon here, and I'll duplicate this group and turn off the main group. I do this so if I make a mistake, I can come back to this. I'll convert it to a smart object. So right click, convert to smart object. And right now, as you can see, we have these beams coming off, and we don't have all the colors. It doesn't really look good. So I'm gonna get rid of that. So I'll hit M for marquee tool and just click somewhere off the screen and drag it and then hit this mask button. Now I'll just again convert it to smart object and now we don't have those anymore. Let's just scale it down a little bit and yeah. So for the next step, I am again going to press Control T, hit this little button right here. Okay. And now just drag these points. Okay, so I'm doing just that. But right now, as you can see, we have these black lines. These are not really black lines. These are the areas that we did not fill. So it does not really look good. So let's just fill them. Okay. So I'm just gonna go back and I'll create a new layer and I'll choose this paint bucket tool. Select white color and I'm just gonna fill. Okay, so the black is gone now. Okay, and we all of the gaps that we had in our layer, they'll be gone now. So now we'll select layer one that we just painted, the white one, and our main layer. And again, just convert them to a smart object so it's in a single layer. This looks much more nice. Again, scale it down and we'll select the free transform, and now we are going to make our shape. Okay, this looks good as our base object. So for the next step, I'm just gonna hit filter and then I'll go to Liquify. And you can see my settings here for Liquify. I have a size of 300, density 50, and pressure 70. So maybe I'll turn down the pressure 60, I guess. Okay. Now I'll just draw like this, do this, left click and hold and drag, play around with this. So yeah, I'll just make some interesting shape. So right now I'm just making sure most colors are visible, and yeah, we'll make this shape, this weird capsule shape. You can go for a circle or maybe any other shape. Okay, so our shape is done and it looks like this. Now for the next step, again, I'll just convert it to smart object so we don't have to worry about filter going all over the place and ruining our shape. I'll scale it down and so I want to make more of these. One is not enough. So I'll just hit Alt and just duplicate them. Now, okay, I'm gonna bring it down. I'll just make some adjustments to this one so that it doesn't look similar to the one on top. Okay, so I'll be adjusting them. You can adjust them however you like. So I'll show you what I did at the end. So I'll just fast forward this part. Okay, before we finalize it, I wanted to add a shadow. So go down to FX and select drop shadow, and you can copy these settings. Just increase. We are doing this to add depth. We want depth in our poster. We want to make it look like that these are separate objects and not just one weirdly placed image or something. So we'll just add shadow so it gives it a little more depth to it. And yeah, I'll just do this right now. And I'll just do the shadow for the topmost object and I'll just copy it. So I'm just gonna copy and paste Now all of them have a shadow. To see that, we'll have to change the black background. So let me change the background. And yeah, now you can clearly see we have shadow, but this doesn't look very good. Okay, uh, we don't want it everywhere. So what I ended up doing was I just, I'm just gonna get rid of these shadows. I'm just gonna keep the shadow on the one that's on top, and I'll just get rid of the other ones. Now I've made it into one object. So now I am going to add, uh, let's say, a glow effect. How do we do that? I'm just gonna make a copy of our original image. I'm gonna bring it down here. I'll go to filter and go to blur and Gaussian blur. As you can see already, we have this weird glow, but I don't want it like this. I might wanna reduce it so that it's much more prominent. And because it's white color, you can't really tell how much is it glowing. So for right now, let's just leave it at 40. I'm not going to convert it right now because I might want to change this glow. So, okay, now I am going to add an ellipse, and I'll choose black color for the circle. Let me just adjust the circle. So I'm just gonna, adjust these two layers, my circle and my main layer. It's basically what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to, balance this, so it doesn't look um too much distracting. Like one thing looks much distracting, and I just want them to complement each other. The circle and a main object. Now I'll make a new layer. So hit this button right here, and what I'll be doing is I'll be adding a light. So the way we do that is I'm just going to take the brush, select white color, and paint like this. Again, make sure you have the soft brush, and yeah, just paint away like this until you see like this tiny bit white here. And now Control T, go back, Control minus, and scale it like this. So it looks like we have a light source that's, it looks like a spotlight. Yeah, putting a spotlight on our object, and yeah, just adjust it so that it's not too bright. You can also play with the opacity. um I'm just gonna go with something like this. Yeah, that's look fine. Yeah, the glow effect is too much, so I might want to change it. I might want to bring it down to something. Yeah, okay, that looks good. Okay, so our poster is almost done. It's looking good as it is, but I might want to add some other things. So create new layer and like place it behind the black circle, and choose the brush tool and make sure it's the same size as the circle. And I'm gonna choose some a color from this. So let me choose a blue color. Okay, I'm just gonna add blue color. Make sure it's soft round brush. Okay, and just click once, twice, or even thrice. Just make sure you have the color. So already it's looking a lot more interesting, but we'll add another color, so pink, and make sure you create a new layer first. Okay, don't forget that new layer, and again the same thing, once, twice, thrice. Yeah, so we have this really nice looking background now. But we want to do something. We want to erase half of it. So let's take eraser and select the pink color. Again, soft round eraser, hardness 0. I'm just gonna just wipe it. So it looks more interesting. Now we have two colors. Okay, I might want to change this color to something that looks like this blue. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that looks fine. Yeah, almost there. Now I'm going to select the main layer, and right now I'm going to turn off this spotlight layer that we just created. So let's select the main object and press M again for marquee tool and make a selection that looks like this. Okay, like this strip, this long strip, not too thick, and yeah, just make sure your layer is selected and then press Ctrl J. So it will duplicate the part that you just created and it will look like this. And we'll be doing this over and over again. You know, we'll be doing this on different parts of our main object. So yeah, do this, and I'm just going to repeat this process. So just do this a couple of times, and yeah, by the end you'll have something that looks like this. I've scaled them down, and now I'll just adjust them. um I just place them like this. Let me just turn off all the layers. Now I'll just arrange them in a zigzag order. Just don't make it too uniform. So yeah, by the end you'll have something like this. I'll convert it to a smart object, and let me just turn back everything on. Okay, I'll take this layer and I'll put it at the back, at the bottom. And yeah, I'll turn on my spotlight layer. These colors are too much, too bright. They're obstructing our vision for what's behind them. So I'm just gonna bring their opacity down a bit. Maybe it's still too much. Looks still too much. Let me just adjust this. Okay, now I'll just go down to filter and head to blur and motion blur. And as you can see, okay, they have gone. Maybe just turn them down. Once you do that, you'll see this really cool effect going on with a strip, and we just want that. So I'll choose something. Make sure your angle is 90, and I'll choose distance 30. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Again, convert to smart object so we can move it around, and we can even scale them. We can turn them around. Okay, maybe you don't want to do that. Again, select. Okay, these colors, they are too bright. Okay, or their range is too much. Their expanse is too much. We might want to just erase part of it. So um with the layer selected, I'm going to select eraser tool, and I'm just going to go in this circular motion. By the way, you can't really see it, but we are actually erasing. Okay, just we want to be subtle about it, not go too hard. um yeah, again, just do this with the other layer, and you can already see we have cleared it. Again, with the other color. Okay, that looks fine. I'm just gonna leave it at that, and now it looks quite plain. So let's add some text to it. Um, Maybe just add a watermark, or uh, write your name on it. So I'm just gonna write this and scale it down. Okay, guys. So our poster is complete, and to make this poster, make sure to share it online, tag me there, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe and share this video. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.